Hello, 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 y'all. Welcome. Welcome. I'm excited to be here with y'all this morning. We have a cool stream in front of us. We're going to start actually building the map that we started planning yesterday, which is a little bit scary because we're going to be diving into the nuts and bolts, learning about how Unity manages assets and how people recommend going about building a 3D map, but I think it's going to be fun. We have a viewer on YouTube. Hi, welcome, hello. Just checking to make sure that is good because yesterday it was not. Oh, and great, captions are working as well. Hello, hello. For those of you who don't know, hi, I'm Dimmer. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm a coach at Major League Hacking. Yesterday, we started 3D map design in Unity, and we made a plan. Let me open that for y'all so we can take a look at this. Great. You can see my wonderful artistic skills fully on display right here. So we're making an island where there are going to be little fish hidden around as like collectible items. Hopefully we might not actually get to this to that part this time. And then I imagined creating a village and a forest and a mountain with maybe a lake, and we have a path and then maybe a beach section. Currently we have the assets to probably do the mountain, path, village, and forest, not necessarily the beach. So yeah, we're gonna be taking this step by step, minimum viable product, just like trying to work on the bare minimum that we need to make a functional map, and then we can think about polishing later when we have more time, because I honestly don't know how long this is going to take. This is my first time. I've done 3D modeling and things like that in Blender, but this is my first time ever actually trying to create a map in Unity. So y'all are going to be learning along with me. That's usually the thing that I try doing with my streams. So yeah, this is the plan that we made, and then we have a bunch of assets. Oh my goodness. All of the assets from when we were working on the stream earlier. Oh wait, is that still there? It is. So I can do this. Oh. It apparently. Oh, I get it. Give me 1 second. There we go. Now I can look at you in the rearview mirror and be like, settle down back there. I'll turn this car around. Now it's working. Okay, that was what those were from. Oh, but yeah, we have a bunch of assets that we've downloaded. The biggest one is the low poly forest pack and the low poly environment pack. I believe the low poly environment pack is actually the most important because it gives us like everything that we want to work with, and then the rest are building on top of it. If we go here, so we were looking on itch.io for game assets. Okay, yes, the low poly environment pack. Oh wait, no, this isn't what I was thinking of. Then which one is the like basis that we're going to be using? Poly tree pack, low poly forest pack. It might be free environment props. No. I'm going to grab this pack as well because I think it will be useful. We'll just need to take a look at the assets that we have. But there's one that has like paths and like bridges and rocks and trees. That was the like main thing that we were going to use. Let's see if we can find it again. Again, we have it downloaded, but I'm trying to show y'all what it looks like before we get into asset management. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, we might just need to go through what we downloaded until we find it. Yeah, that's looking what we'll need to do. If you want to build a kart racer. Okay. So, we have our assets. Now, what we're really looking for is two things. One, I want to learn about asset management in Unity. And then two, I want to learn about what tooling Unity already has for map design. So we're going to start with that one. 3D map design in Unity. And let's see what comes up. Hmm. 10 years ago. Yeah, that's a little bit too out of date. This one's 1 year ago. Here we go. Okay. So they have importing assets, which they have here. Great. Oh my goodness, I'm not sharing my screen. Let's take a look at this tutorial right here, which goes over importing assets, which is what we're looking for, creating prefabs, which is really what we're looking for, so we can drag and drop things and it's all just built out. And then it talks about map layout, buildings, props, all of that good stuff. And I'm hoping that they're probably also going to talk about like some game design aspects. This is specifically for first-person shooter games, but generally, I'm just looking for a jumping off point, which this seems like a good jumping off point. So let me pause our good lo-fi music and let's start this tutorial.
Hi friends, today we're going to be putting together our map that we've been making for 3 episodes now. We have a couple of assets, so of course the first thing would be to import them. I will leave the link to the Discord server in the description, and there you can find the channel for free assets, and the good old Navi put the links there so you can just easily access them. Of course, we're going to go to our resources and FBX files, and this is where we'll import our things. I'll just create a new folder we'll have nature, we'll have a folder for buildings, and we'll have a folder for props. Now you can definitely put them all into like maybe map assets or something. I just like to have them this way. So for the nature assets, select all the FBX files and just drag them in. For the props, it's the same thing, just drag them in. And lastly, our 3 buildings, or however many you have. So I'll go into each one of these folders, select them all by holding shift and left clicking. I'll disable blend shapes, visibility, cameras, and lights. Click apply. The rig we can set to none because they won't move. Animation, you can uncheck import animation. And for the material, you'll have to go to each one and click none. You don't have to do this, but I like doing it since it cleans up the project. Just some good practice for you to have.
So a couple things. One, FBX files is what he's using here. So we'll need to make sure that our assets are in FBX. But then also I'm curious, he's removing all of the, he's removing the materials, and I wonder if they'll still be colored and textured without materials. We'll see.
And I will repeat these steps for each one of the 3 folders. So for the model, turn off the blend shapes, visibility, cameras, and lights. Set the rig to none. Uncheck import animation, and then go through each one and just add materials or disable materials. I should really create maybe like a editor window that does this manually. But for now, we'll just keep with this. Okay, next, we will create the actual prefabs for our newly created assets. So we can start placing them in the world and maybe change them easily if we have to. So all I do is just drag them all into this,
they don't have
scene that I have.
Any actual materials or
Those
colors.
buildings are looking quite nice though. So yeah, go through each file and just drag them in. It doesn't really matter where you drag them in, as long as they're in here and they're not overlapping. So just so you can see what you have. Now for some reason I'm doing it manually this way, although I think you can just select them all and just drag them in like that. So yeah, just adding work to myself for some reason. Then I'd like to import our texture, or rather re-import it, because in our resources we do have in our materials we do have a base color palette here. I'll just delete that one and re-import the new one. So just drag it in, that's it, and you can set the max size to 2048 or 1024.
Okay, so we're gonna pause there and start taking a look at this. Let's open up Unity. There we go. Well, that's loading. Let's go into our downloads here, and we're going to grab all of these. I feel like we're missing some, because there should be one that's animals as well, but we're going to new folder, and this is going to be world assets, and let's start unzipping these. Everything, wait, what? Okay, that's weird. Wasn't expecting that, but okay. Great, okay. So now I'm going to go through and get rid of the compressed versions. Great. So we have our FBX for buildings. A lot of different items there. Okay. And we do have textures. Then Okay. Some props. Great barrel fence. Trees. These are DAEs, which I wasn't expecting. But we'll see if we can use those. Low poly environment pack. I think that's where we're going to want to start. Low poly forest pack. Trees. Great. Okay. So most of these are FBX. Most of these look like we should just be able to drag and drop and work with them. Though we are missing some things that I thought we got yesterday. So we might need to take a look at that. But in Unity, we're going to create a new project. So we finished our snake project. And we're going to create a 3D project that we're going to call 3D map. Let it load. Okay. So we have our 3D scene. In our assets, let's create that new folder. Oh, whoa. Okay. We have a bunch of buildings all in one piece. But okay, we can separate it apart. Great. Wow, there's so many different types of buildings. Hey, look at that. That is a fairly bland tent, but it is a tent nonetheless. Wow, okay. Everything Buildings really does have a lot of things. Let's get that out of our scene for now. Everything Buildings. Now, let's take a look at our low poly environment pack here. Great. Oh my goodness. And they already have the colors applied to them. So now if I take, that looks cool, add a door to the tent. I know, I was kind of expecting that. It looked like it was kind of there, but not very visibly. If we drag environment in, what does that look like? Okay. So we have terrain pieces, which is good. We have a place to start. But then we also have, these seem pretty small, so we'll probably need to like scale them up a lot. But hey, we wanted a mountain. That looks like a mountain. What else do we have in here? Oh, we have a bunch of different types of mountains. And grass. Look at that. That is grass. So, okay. Let's take a look at what else we have. So we have buildings. Okay, what about some man-made objects here? Okay, these did not import any textures or colors. Oh, golly. Let's see if we can undo that import. We cannot. Okay. So let's remove all of these assets. And then we'll start re-importing them, because I want to make sure that each of them like has colors and textures and things like that when we import it. So we are missing an asset that I really wanted. So let's try really finding that. Was it? Oh, it was modular terrain. This is what we were looking for. Okay. Great. Now we have the modular terrain collection, because this is, I think, what I want the base of everything to be based off of. So let's import that. World assets, modular terrain. Importing. Hey, there we go. Okay. Hey, and things are colored. Great. Okay. Hey, amazing. I was wondering. I knew we had something that like had most of what we actually wanted. Yeah. This is actually like, let's just start with this as minimum viable product, all from one asset pack. And we'll start building out our world, and then we'll move on from there. Yeah, look at that. We have assets like this wonderful bridge. Okay. The one thing is we don't have like, oh wait. Hey, okay, there we do. We do have like a floor object that we can use. Okay. That seems like the assets that we'll need to execute on this sketch, at least the start of it. Interesting. Fun. Good to know about Asset Forge. We're not going to be using this today, but apparently it is an interesting tool that you can use. Okay. Let's go back to our tutorial. We've imported things. He turned off a whole lot of things, but I don't know why he necessarily... I mean, sure. We can turn off. Hopefully that shouldn't remove anything that we're actually planning on using. Yeah. Oh. We have water as well. How convenient. I really don't like that clipping distance on the, like, render. It's annoying. Anyway. Oh my goodness. My screen share glitched out. You all can't see Unity right now. This happens like once every stream, where it just starts lagging, and I need to, there we go, reset it. Okay. So we have the basics of all of our assets. Now it's just a question of actually using them to build something.
Not really sure how big our map is, but it doesn't really matter that much since it's just one texture. I'll go to our base palette material, and if the palette is not already applied, just click this little circle icon with the dot there and select the base color palette. And then I'll select all of our models with shift and left click and just drag in here the base palette material, and it should give them all color.
Okay.
And now the thing you want to do is check if all the models are looking good. For example, if we take this bench here, you can see that the normals are flipped on them, so you can kind of see through the mesh. That's what you want to check for. I should have probably checked that before I gave you the download link, so it seems like I'll have to give you a new download link or just re-upload that one. The windows, that's probably the part you want to check since those are planes and can easily be flipped. Everything else is looking fine, I think, except the ground. I think the ground is flipped all the way. So if we take the ground here, you can see that we can't see it, but if we go under, we can. So we'll have to re-import the ground and the two benches. And this tent doesn't have a bottom side, so we'll need to fix those. I'll show you how to fix them manually. It's very easy and it's a very good skill to have, because
we don't necessarily need that. Oh, wait. Okay.
And then flip.
Yeah, okay.
Why? I'm not sure. But if we do go back, oh my bad, we have to save this. You can't even see them, basically. So it's perfect. Good.
Great. Thankfully, our assets are working. Can we build something from our own or only use those pre-built designs? So you can obviously build something yourself in a program like Blender. For this specific stream, we're going to be using the pre-built assets that we found, and we're going to be combining these to build out our world. Because the goal of this is map design, not necessarily like individual building tree root design. But that is definitely like a specific skill that is cool and worth learning and all that jazz. Okay.
Add colliders to them. It's gonna be different for each one. For example, let's do the ground first since it's the biggest. It seems like I imported two grounds, but I'm not sure. You can just go to add component. You could just add a box collider to this. As you can see, box collider, and if you open it up, click edit collider, you'll be able to see it. You could add a mesh collider, but then it would, you know, collide with each bump, and I just want it to be a flat surface, so I'll just add a box collider like this. That's perfect. Okay? So box collider works for the ground, and I'll just hide them.
Okay. So, this is where we have an interesting conundrum, because let's switch to just my face and let's talk about this. So, hey 404, thank you. I like the beats. Really what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a world that is 3D map design. That's the whole premise of this. And last time we talked about like my inspiration for this, specifically like the ones that I pulled from were Woohoo Island from Wii Sports Resort and the island from A Short Hike. But now this is where I'm wondering what the goal end product of this is. Because the question is, do we want to be making sure that all our colliders are working and things like that? I think the answer is yes, but I'm just trying to think about 404 got some really important work. I have the last 30 minutes of Lord of the Rings left and I gotta watch it. I mean, that sounds like a good use of 30 minutes. So the goal of this is to have a world that then later we can import a character and run around in. The goal of this is to create a world that we can then build future projects in. So yes, I think making sure that our colliders are working here and now is really important. Okay. I'm gonna come clean. I've come to hate game development. Tried it many, many, many times, and it's way too tedious. Yeah. So game development is a great combination between technical skill and narrative and art and all of these different cross-disciplinary things coming together. And as a one person trying to do all of those different disciplines, it can be very difficult. Hence us using an asset pack here. By the way, if you need some 3D assets, tell me I can make something in Blender. Thank you. That's really kind. But the goal of this is to use assets that are already out there for free, so that if someone is watching this and doesn't have someone in chat who's like, hey, I'll make you assets in Blender, they can use what we're doing here and kind of not necessarily follow along, but have this in the back of their mind. If in the future someone's like, hey, let's create a 3D game, they can be like, oh, I've seen that done at least once before. Okay. So
as I go, so we don't have to look at them.
So what I think he's doing is, I think it's difficult to build in solo. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to put so much work into managing the scope, keeping this small, so that it's hopefully possible to build as a single person. There's a reason indie devs are usually teams. Game dev is story, coding, art, narration, mechanics, coding, design, music, camera work, mathematics, coding, and did I mention coding? Yeah, it is a lot. But that's almost what I find most interesting about it, is because it takes what could just be pure technical things. Oh, drop the event link. Yes, thank you, Hurt. Let me drop the check-in link for y'all. The check-in link is also always going to be in the Discord for the event announcement. So if I'm ever being dumb and not dropping the link for y'all, feel free to again ask for it. Check in right there. But then also you can always check Discord. And if y'all aren't in the Discord, join the Discord, discord.mlh.io. It's a very good Discord. Highly recommend. Oh, hey, Jackson. Nice seeing you here. I've created a prototype Star Wars game which turned into some bugs making the ragdoll voodoo. I think I've told you about this. You hadn't actually. Yeah, that sounds like game development. what I'm looking for is, I think he's going to be adding the colliders and then taking them and bringing them back down as prefabs.
Cliffs, it's also simple, just add a box collider. I don't think we need to, actually be able to collide with each part of the thing, because mostly you're going to be in the city, and when you come to the cliffs, I don't want the player to be able to, kind of go in there and stuff, so I'll just add a box collider to both of them. Okay, so that's cliffs done as well. For these rocks, I also like to add a box collider, since then it allows the player to kind of jump on top of a rock.
Oh wait, I've tried building games using UE5, and yes, game dev is very tedious, and I really appreciate all the game devs out there. Yes. I mean... yeah. Hopefully you'll be here in 30 minutes. I'm gonna go complete Lord of the Rings. I love filmmaking, and I think I should be taking notes. I write in a magazine. Oh my goodness. This is, like, wonderful to learn more about. Like, I am also someone who's, like, interested in film and, like, games and things like that outside of just, like, pure technical coding. And it's nice hearing other members of the MLH community who have those interests. Enjoy the end of Lord of the Rings. I'm going to be here until probably, like, 11:45 Eastern time. So probably around, like, another hour 15 minutes. So I'll still be here. Okay. So he's just adding box colliders.
You could add a mesh collider, and it'll be... Basically, whenever you add a mesh collider, it creates a new collider that is the same as the mesh.
I'm wondering
so that's
why
people don't like using it.
Why? Hey, thanks for the follow, Lingesh. OMG, we should compare/discuss notes on filmmaking sometimes. I would love to do that. You'll remember at one point I did like a brief introduction to the technical aspects of video editing, like what the buttons do in an editing software. I would love to be able to do a technical stream on things that are outside of code, but I don't know how MLH feels about that. I'd need to pitch it. But I'm like confused here why he's using box colliders for everything. Like, wouldn't that kind of feel like garbage as a player to, like, I don't know, not actually be able to maybe.
It's quite...
I'm trying to bribe Siddharth to have a Nolan-based hackathon. I'm assuming you mean Christopher Nolan. I guess I'll have to make it about filmmaking completely. I know that my like local high school had one, and I believe my university has one, where there are like 24-hour film competitions that are like hackathons for filmmaking. So they do exist.
Performance impacty. For the box, obviously, box collider. So
yeah.
I'll hide the box or the crate, and we have our rocks that we made. For the small rocks here, I don't usually add colliders because...
That makes sense. Is this your first stream for today, Darren? Yes, today. This is my first stream today. Again, we have like probably another hour 10 minutes left of this stream. Then there's an hour break for today in Global Hack Week, and then I'm back on for probably the most fun stream that we're going to be doing this week, which is we're just going to be playing a game, and I'm going to be talking about game design, because there's a game that I think the game design is impeccable. Storytelling through mechanics and world building, and like not necessarily hitting you over the head with it at the beginning. And I think it's truly incredible. The game is called Going Under. It's about Silicon Valley and tech startups and all of these things. So we're just going to be playing that 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. I have 2 streams today.
They're such a small object, you're not even gonna be able to tell that you're not colliding with them. For these trees, I do like to add a mesh collider.
Yeah, okay, here we go. That makes sense.
It doesn't really matter too much. For the tent,
I was like waiting. Mesh
collider.
Yeah.
You could add a box collider for each pillar and then move it, but that's kind of painful. And since this is a low poly project, it doesn't really matter. For the benches, it will be a box collider because you're not gonna be able to go prone and then go under the bench, so it's fine. So just a box collider for both benches.
Okay.
For the barrel, you should be able to use a box collider because sadly there is no actual like cylinder collider. There's a capsule, but you can see it doesn't work too well. And also if you add it as a box collider, you'll be able to climb on top of it, and that's something I want to keep. For the carriage, I'll add a mesh collider. We'll only probably have 1 or 2 of these.
The tangents are starting to come up, but wow, that sounds amazing. I really want to direct a short film sometime, hopefully in college. I think some experience with camera angles with Blender and writing would be helpful for me to go ahead with film direction. Yeah, That's originally why I started learning Blender, because I wanted to like try creating little short animated films. And then I realized that maybe I was going about this backwards, and that maybe I should, like, instead of being like, okay, I need to learn Blender so I can create everything from scratch to create a short film, maybe I could just try creating short films in the actual real world. So yeah, that's something that I like messing around with in my free time. Video editing, writing, all that jazz. So yes, feel free to DM me on Discord 404. I don't know, like, see if you can DM me on Discord. Feel free to do that, and I'd love to talk about this with you. Okay.
In the scene, so it's not that big.
Mesh collider, yeah.
And we come to our dead bush that can also use a mesh collider.
I was like confused that he wasn't using mesh
buildings,
colliders
now,
for things.
I'll show you a technique that you can do. Since you won't be able to enter these, you can just use a box collider like this.
No.
You'll have to adjust it since, obviously, like, we want the player to be able to kind of walk here.
So what he's doing with this box collider means you wouldn't be able to collide with this overhang unless he's going to again add.
Drag the collider back to kind of the wall part, and then you would add another box collider like this, and then you would adjust it to the size of, oh my bad, to this one, to this kind of extrusion part like that. Now that's the annoying part. If you want to really optimize your game, this is something you're gonna have to do like that, and then you would add another collider for the.
I mean, okay, fine. Game optimization, not something that I know about, but for something with this few polygons, I don't know.
Pillars and shit. I don't want to do that, so I'll just go with a mesh collider.
Okay, there we go.
Do as I say.
I was so confused why he was like doing all this when it's literally just a box. Like the difference in poly count between a box collider and a mesh collider for something this simple would be so minimal.
Not as I do. So yeah. Okay, so they all have a mesh collider. That's
Great.
pretty good. And now we have them all. So next thing I will do is, I don't think they need anything else except this. I'll just select them all and I'll set the position here to 0, 0, and 0. Okay, so they're all centered. And now I'll just start dragging them into our prefabs folder.
Great.
So I'll create another
Okay.
prefabs. Maybe in prefabs, I can create just map assets folder. Because whenever I'll be making my map, I just want to be able to drag it out and not sift through folders. And then you just have to go barrel, original prefab bench, original prefab bench 2.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's go from meshes to prefabs here. Ooh. Okay. I'm so used to Blender where I can orbit around the 3D cursor. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wait, I just want to toggle visibility. Shouldn't that be... Do I seriously need to do this for all of them? Oh, golly. Oopsie whoopsie. This might not have been a smart thing to click, but I'm learning. Worst case scenario, we just sit here for a bit, listening to the beats. Hey, here we go, Cap. Great, there aren't like 50 billion windows. I just want to toggle visibility on all of them. And I can't just click and drag my mouse down like I want to. Fine, I guess I'll do this a whole bunch of times. No, I'm Googling this. How to toggle visibility on bulk selected assets Unity. Oh my goodness. Okay. Fine. Okay. We'll need to add a custom shortcut for it. Okay, wait. Hide show object. Hover your mouse over an item. Ugh, okay. Unity shortcuts. Toggle selection visibility. Option. Wait. Remove. Wait. Oh God. Default. Great. I want it to be option V. Cancel. Oh, why? Why is this so hard? It shouldn't have to be this hard. Wait, it actually talked about this up here. Okay. Weird. It lets me do option V. Maybe. Okay, wait, let me try. Yeah, it's doing V for me. Okay. How to set short cuts Unity. The key V. Okay, let's try this. What? There we go. Okay, that worked. I don't think it should have had to be that difficult. But hey, there's still the wrong type of visibility. Wait. Toggle isolate. Hey, thanks for the follow, Gustav ODCRM. Now I can say that AI can't do it. What do you mean by that one? Okay, wait, why is this so hard? Toggle visibility. Oh, it is just H. Oh my goodness. For like hide. Okay. Oh, okay. That was so much more complicated than it needed to be. Great. Okay. This, I don't think, probably needs colliders. Next. You look like you'd need a mesh collider. I mean, it's so hard that AI will leave its job. Yeah, AI will just give up. Be like, this is too manual labor even for me. Okay. Let's add component mesh collider. Mesh. Oh no, wait. So good news, bad news. We have control over all the different pieces of the mesh. But bad news, that means that our mesh collider doesn't actually have a mesh associated with it. Oh no. Okay, so remove component. Add component mesh collider. Hey, oh look, that worked. Big surprise. Do I seriously need to do this for all the different little pieces? Right click. Object effects. Light. UI toolkit. UI. Video. Add component mesh collider. Hey, okay, that worked for each of them. Great. Okay. So now theoretically, this should have colliders now. I don't necessarily know how we check that. I want it to be visible. Mesh render. Okay. How to make colliders visible. Unity. There's probably a button somewhere. Edit project settings, physics 2D. Gizmos always show colliders. Edit project settings. Physics 2D. Gizmos. Always show colliders. Did I need to like apply that? Project settings. Physics 2D gizmos. No, it looks. Shading mode shaded, miscellaneous. Gizmo. Okay. Well, so. Hi, y'all. For those of you who've been to Demorata Query, do MLH fellowship deadlines really end in March? Let's check. Fellowship.mlh.io. Apply now. By the looks of it, yes. Feel free to, in the Discord, ask that question. There should be a fellowship questions section in the Discord. But yeah, it looks like currently we are not ending the stream. No, we are not. It doesn't need to be next year. There are multiple different seasons to the fellowship. Summer is not it. So there's going to be a fall fellowship. So just like keep an eye on it. If you're specifically looking for a summer fellowship, then yes, next year. But there are more fellowships than just the summer fellowship. Yeah, it looks like, and it makes sense that currently applications would be closed for summer. Let me. Okay. I don't think spring and fall fellowships will be open to Asians. So summer B is different from spring and fall. But again, ask this in the Discord. There's a like. Yeah, so I believe that's for time zones. But yeah, there will be more batches coming up. Batch A, Batch B, I believe, are time zones. But I don't necessarily quote me on that. Again, ask this in the Discord. Can we get swags for this event? So, one, hey, you don't need to highlight my message. I can see it. Save your channel points for when they will be useful eventually. I'm working on it. They will be useful. But then also, yes, I'm not doing a swag drop on this stream, but if you check in at the link, it was put above, but I can drop it again. If you check in and you check into 5 different live events, you do get the bonus swag pack. So, what I was saying before I got a little bit distracted, for those of you who have been to my streams earlier this week, this month I'm trying to do something where we make sure that we take a break for 5 minutes halfway through the stream, give people time to stand up, stretch, get water, that sort of thing. And we're about halfway through the stream. So I'm going to switch to a timer screen that's going to count down for 5 minutes. Y'all just like get some water, like stand up, move your body a little bit. By the way, I saw you in an article for being one of the top qualifiers for MLH or something. I was. The MLH does every year a top 50 like people in the MLH community, and I was in the MLH top 50 for 2020. So that might have been what you saw me in. But yes, okay, I'm gonna put up that timer right here. Ka-chow. Listen to the lo-fi beats, get some water, stretch your body, take care of yourself, and we'll be right back. Hey y'all, we're back. I wish I had found MLH in high school, freshman year still, but still grinding to be a fellow. Same, even though I'm a grad student in mechanical engineering. So the thing that I would say to that is, you found MLH now. Like, I am like fortunate enough that I had like an older brother who like there was an MLH hackathon at his university, and I was able to go to that and like find MLH as a high school student, and it was wonderful, obviously. But like, you're here and you're like getting the like cool MLH experiences now. Like we can't go back in time and get more things, but you being here now is like super valuable and super cool. Also, grinding to be a fellow, you don't necessarily need to grind. Like the point of the fellowship is different from an internship where you don't need to be perfect in your technical ability. It's like expected that you're still a student. It's expected that you want to learn and that you're going to learn. The goal is for you to have some proficiency, and you can show that you've learned some things, that you have like at least one project that you can show and talk about. But you don't need to be perfect. Really, my advice is to be human, to like say in your application essay specifically what about MLH, specifically what about the fellowship excites you, and then just to like again make sure that you have that like 1 or 2 projects. Really, you only submit 1, but have 1 project that you like really did a lot of cool work on, that like you made a React app or like a mobile app or like something that's more than just like a school project that you can then talk about. Because once you have that, then like you have enough to like the fellowship isn't looking for you to be an expert. Using ChatGPT in Unity. I'm gonna copy this video link and open this up, and I'm gonna save this for later. What else? Hey, Chris. N404 is back from watching The Lord of the Rings. Welcome back. How do you become someone who hosts an event like this? I've always wondered. Okay, so I'm gonna drop a link in chat for y'all. Careers.mlh.io. This is the link that you want for seeing if MLH and when MLH is hiring. So the like 2 things that the 2 types of people who run these events are either coaches, or streamers who only run these. So the difference is, if you've been to an MLH hackathon, you know that coaches go to hackathons that are MLH member events and like help organizers and things like that, and streamers just stream. So I'm technically a coach, but I mostly stream. There's applications on the website for being a coach. There's not current applications to be a streamer, but that is like a thing that might happen in the future. Hopefully it's happening in the future. With the like macroeconomic climate, I don't believe MLH is currently hiring, but you can like send in an application so that when they are eventually, you'll be like considered for that, and they'll know about you. The big thing with that is like being a member of the community really helps. Going to hackathons, organizing a hackathon at your like local university, school, community, like running your own MLH member event, running a guild, mentoring at hackathons. You can become a mentor on the MLH Discord. Can you become a part of MLH once you graduate? Yes. I think generally MLH looks more for students, partly because students usually aren't working a full-time job, so their schedule has a little bit more flexibility to do things like work weekend events and things like that, but there are plenty of MLHers who've already graduated. I thought MLH just said people compete for dev post hackathons until now. Oh my goodness. So here's where I got involved with MLH as a community pre-pandemic, and I like went to hackathons at local universities in person, like probably like once a month, once every 2 months, and it was wonderful, great community. And then the pandemic happened and they all went online. And there's still a lot of online hackathons. They're starting to come back in person. I'm really hopeful for the 2023 like year of hackathons. The 2024 season, I believe, is what. Yeah, it's going to be the 2024 season. I think that there are going to be lots of wonderful in-person hackathons. But yeah, MLH as an organization is designed to help students run their own hackathons. But then we also run our own hackathons on the Discord almost every weekend if you want to join those. 404, Lord of the Rings trilogy was amazing. I'm really amazed how well the effects and visuals have held up over so much time. Like having those wide shots in daytime would be so damn hard, and it's not completely saturated with blue light as it often happens. That was amazing. One other movie that does the dark really well is the new Batman movie. It was eye candy at every single point, and the Dark Knights were saturated with warm lights, with a creepy tone. It gave me ethereal, hyper-realistic noir vibes. That was really amazing too. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy for you. It sounds like you really like film, and that makes me really happy to hear about people who have passions and interests outside of just coding. Because again, that's a thing that I feel like I see a lot in communities like MLH, where people are like trying to grind for internships, where they like only focus on their technical skill and not like their existence as a human. And you can only really keep that up for so long. If there is ever going to be a dimmer subathon on Twitch, sign me up. Let them cook. Let me cook. So one thing is currently I'm like trying to pitch MLH on letting me stream outside of just Global Hack Week. So my streams could be a regular thing throughout the month. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that can be a thing that's going to happen in the next couple of months. So that's like as close to a subathon as we currently have. But then who knows? If those go well, I might be able to pitch on a subathon. Dimmer, that would be amazing. Please, please, please do that. I know I'm pitching. The person who runs Global Hack Week is like, yes, now she's just going to her higher ups to talk about like budgeting and things like that. It's in the works. It is in the works. Thank you for like this in chat. Now, okay. We're gonna pause the music, and I'm gonna get in here, and we're gonna talk really quickly. So, one of the ways that you can influence what happens with Global Hack Week in the future is by filling out the form at the end of Global Hack Week, asking for advice. And if you really want me to be able to stream throughout the month, say that in the form. That's where the people who like run Global Hack Week learn what hackers want. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but please, if you want that, say that in the form. Okay, great. Secret time is over. Secret time with Dimmer has ended. Hi, welcome back, y'all. I don't even know what happened there. What? Huh? There's not a recording of the stream that's going to be up on YouTube afterward that anyone could look at. But if y'all are interested in that, make your voices heard. Should I attend upcoming AI Hackfest between May 12th and 14th? That sounds fun. Is that AI Hackfest? Is that an MLH local host or not local host? First party hackathon? I don't know the Hackfest branding there. Yeah, MLH. Yes. If you ever can go to an MLH first party hackathon, I would definitely recommend. The best hackathons, in my opinion, are in-person hackathons because just the vibe is so much better because you're there in person with people. But whenever you can attend a hackathon, I would recommend attending a hackathon. I will spam it everywhere. Don't necessarily spam it, but like if you can make your voices heard, that would really help on my end trying to pitch the higher ups into like, I think that would be a good idea. But having some members of the community say like, oh, I'd be interested in that would also be extremely helpful. That's going on the Python Pros Twitter. Oh my goodness. I should have done this earlier. I should have talked to y'all. Okay. So I want to make sure that we go back to working on that map because this happened last time where we took our break, we came back and then we just like started like chatting. So, at like 11:30 Eastern time, so like 12 minutes from now, I'm gonna make sure that I start working again, and then I'll talk while I work. Some best tips for hackathons. Ooh. Okay, so I believe. Let me take a look here. There should be. There should be a video that I'm in somewhere about about tips for hackathons. Scrolling through the MLH YouTube channel. Okay. I'll keep looking for this. But while I do that, okay, I really like the MLH Global Hack Weeks as they are long enough to get some coding traction. The Interglobal Hack Week sessions can help build up a foundation for some coding. Yes, I love Global Hack Week. Honestly, I find Global Hack Weeks a lot more accessible than hackathons because you have that more time. One of the things that I really needed to learn was how to take care of myself, because I went like in high school, especially in the US, there's like huge grind culture of like, you got to get into a good college. So you got to be like doing all the AP classes, doing all the clubs, all of the things. And then at the time, that's when I started hackathons, where I like learned that coding was like coding nonstop for 24, 36 hours and getting like 2 hours of sleep. So Global Hack Week allows you to like engage with community and write code and make things while also like making sure that you sleep and eat and take care of yourself, which is super important because again, you only have so much like grit your teeth and just do it juice. And once you run out of that, that's when burnout starts happening. So making sure that you don't burn out is like very important. It's honestly the big thing that I'm working on in my life because I realized that, yeah, I really pushed myself too hard for a long time. Tips for hackathon talk. I tell this to everyone, go out and talk. MLH hackathons are really fun if you talk with people, make new friends, and over time get to share inside jokes with coaches and members. Yes, that's basically what I was going to talk about. Is like the point of hackathons in my mind are community building. Are you like getting on a team with new people? Are you being active in the Discord? If you're in person, are you like talking to new people when you're like getting snacks and meals? Are you going to mini events? Are you doing these things? Because you can sit down for 24 hours and just write code, but you could do that on your own. And the cool things about hackathons is that there's a group of other like-minded people around you who you can get to know. Give me one moment. I'm trying to find, again, there is a video that is like a collection of like MLH coaches and people like that who are talking about their advice for hackathons. And it is a wonderful video. And I know that it exists because I recorded something for it. Pizza drop, stay healthy, people, and eat pizza. Off-topic questions, thought on Dice or ThemeU's job portals? I have not actually heard of either of those. MLH keeps their own record for videos, searching on YouTube. All live sessions are up on YouTube. You can go into the, like, on the tabs. If you go to the channel, there's a tab that is live, and that is where all the recordings for the streams will be. Yep. 404 not found. Thanks for dropping that in chat. I need to log into my Twitter that I never used to try finding this link. Because I know that this video exists. And I know it was at least posted on Twitter. Oh my goodness. I have every single important MLH link memorized in my brain. MLH really be multitasking right now. Dimmer is streaming on YouTube too. Yeah, we usually, almost every MLH stream is streamed on Twitch, YouTube, and some people stream on Facebook. I don't usually send my streams to Facebook because again, I stream in a different way than other coaches to like have more interactivity. How do I do this? I'm looking, okay, here we go. StreamYard does that. Yes, StreamYard does that. I'm not using StreamYard. I can screen share. This is what my screen looks like. I use OBS, which is open broadcast software. It's an open source project. And there is a multiple output widget that I use to take basically the same encoded stream for Twitch and just direct it to YouTube as well. So that's how I do streaming to multiple different places. You don't need to pay for something like StreamYard. Oh my goodness. Okay, I know that this video exists. I'm now just scrolling through a Twitter feed trying to find it. Oh my goodness. Come on. I know it exists. I know it exists. Because I recorded things for it. Oh, come on. Please. Please. Okay, now I'm in like 2018. That's way too far back. How is it not? Oh! Okay, let me read. Chat. Wow, the new Discord bot capabilities. Whoa, what's different about the Discord bot? I have not known that there was a big difference. Yeah, there's a new Discord bot. I added Blue Willow generative AI bot to my server. Quality is good as Midjourney. Dimmer basically goes 1,000 extra miles for Python pros to put in their mascot. Hey, if y'all want any custom emotes, send them to me. Are you going to pay $8 to Elon for Twitter? No, I am not. That's stupid. It's why I don't use Twitter. I don't know how I ended up here, to be honest with you guys. A year ago, I was on Twitch watching Tommy in it next QC. LOL. I mean, I think you found a pretty good community. Dimmer should make a wanted poster for that video, dead or alive. Found this, not a video though. Okay, that is useful. Definitely check that out. But also, I know that it's possible. Like, I know that it exists. I have 2 minutes until I promise to be back. I found the vid. Someone clipped it. I'm going to... Yep. I called it. I was going to say I bet that that's going to be a Rickroll. But then I got blessed because when you hover over it, it gives me this like pop-up breakdown of everything that it is. But I called that it wasn't going to be on YouTube, and no one could have clipped it. How could they have clipped it? Because it was a video that was never on a live stream that was like posted to like Twitter at one point. I'm wising up to your tricks. Wow, MLH posts a lot to Twitter. Scrolling back through their entire Twitter feed is a little bit difficult. Also, Twitter is so non-performant. Oh, this is so slow. Oh, this is also weird because I'm starting to see tweets that I posted. At one point, I was running the MLH Twitter. I've gone back far enough that it's during that time. You almost had me. Check out the video of the time. It's really good. Definitely. Check out that. Okay. Okay. When you dropping skincare routine? I mean, oh, this is wild. I am like looking. Ugh. Okay. I went back as far as I could in the MLH Twitter, and I can see the tweets that I was posting in 2021. But I can't find the video. I'll reach out to Jacqueline Biggin, is a wonderful MLHer. She's the one who actually made that video. So I'll reach out to her if she still has it somewhere. My skincare routine is your very traditional cleanse, exfoliate, moisturize. If you followed those 3 steps on a semi-regular basis, you will have okay skin. Or at least you'll be doing the best you can. I can't promise genetics and environment and all of that. Post the video on Discord and general chat in MLH. I will. But yeah, all of this started as like people asking for like tips for hackathons. The big tips are like the 6-in-1 body wash. Oh my god. The like computer science engineering dorm, like every single student had that. Oh, it scares me. Those people scare me. I mean, there's an argument to be made for like efficiency. Has Jack made every single video that is a blessing to us in HackerKind? I mean, she has been very active in that MLH like hacker community for a long time and has been making resources for it. So I mean, yes, question mark. But yeah, really the things are like my tips for hackathons are like reach out to people, like form a community, but then also for your like project itself, like keep it simple. Like choose like a minimum viable product of like what actually am I trying to make? And the best projects in my opinion are projects where it improves your own life or the life of someone that you know, because that you aren't just like guessing like, oh, I want to make an app that solves world hunger and you're guessing what that app would need to do. You actually know, because it would be an app that you would want to use or that someone you're close to would want to use. Those make great projects. Also, like take time if you're doing a virtual hackathon, like give yourself enough time to make your demo video good, because your demo video is how everyone's going to be seeing your project. So if you want to use it as a portfolio piece, or if you're gunning for those prizes, taking time on your video is always important. Yeah, keep it small. Keep it small. Like the way that I think about like a perfect hackathon project is something that like you are like personally like passionate about and interested in. It is also something that like is small enough that it doesn't feel stressful. You aren't scared of like, oh no, will I be able to complete this in time? And also hopefully there's like one new thing in it, where like most of it is something that you already kind of know and understand, but then there's one new thing that you're learning that weekend. Start the video 10 minutes before the deadline. Oh my goodness. Give yourself at least an hour, hopefully 2. Oh God, I'm having flashbacks. So I used to do hackathons a lot with my older brother, and he did back end, I did front end, and I would always do the video. And he was like a perfectionist and like a wonderful coder. He now works at Amazon. Like he's a great developer, but he would always want to keep adding one more feature, and I'd be like, we have like 2 hours left. Can we start wrapping it up so I can make the video? And then it'd be like an hour left, and I'd be like, Andrew, can we really start wrapping it up? And then it'd be like 30 minutes left, and I'd be like, oh my God, we need to make the video now. Ah! So I'm having very emotional flashbacks at I start the video 10 minutes before the deadline. Oh, the time when you're like hoping the video is going to be like you're going to have a link to put in your dev post before it closes. So stressful, y'all. Y'all do your dev posts early. Like save yourself the stress, save yourself the struggle. My issue is I procrastinate if the deadline is like 4:30 p.m. I start at 8 a.m. I'm assuming that that's time zones, because that's like a very large difference. The deadline is 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. You start in 8 a.m. like IST or wherever. My first hackathon, I went all the way to the finish, but ended up not submitting because I didn't think it was good enough. Always submit your hackathon project. Always submit your hackathon project. So one of the things that I've really learned from like artists is that like there is immense value in making things that you don't think are good, that you necessarily think are bad, because you don't necessarily have the skills and ability to judge that. And also getting used to posting things, to putting yourself out there, even when you don't think it's the best, is like a skill that you need to develop over time. And like, oh my goodness, the deadline is 4:30 p.m. IST. I start thinking about the project at 8 a.m. So I take back everything that I've said about following any piece of 404's advice. Just don't. Everything that they've now said, I'm like, oh my God, like valid. Feel free to hack in any way that works for you. But that sounds so stressful. Oh my goodness. Oh, that sounds horrifying. I have had one hackathon that was in person, and there was like traffic, there was like a storm, and I ended up getting there a little bit late. And I like talked with my brother. It was like a 36-hour hackathon, and we basically agreed to just like treat it like a 24-hour hackathon. Like we were starting late, but at that point, like it was fine. We still ended up winning something. It was like great. Like, so you can, I know Biggin has this infamous story where she like started a project like 2 hours before the deadline and ended up winning first. So you can still create great projects on a short time scale, but like take care of yourself again. Like take care of yourself. Started at 8 a.m., went for a haircut, came back, completed everything, still won. Oh my goodness. Deranged. Okay. With that, let's go back to Unity here. Oh, I forgot this is what we were doing. My issue is I spend 2 days only in the mini events. They are fun too, and watching YouTube. Okay. This is valid and based, because you're like spending a whole lot of time with the community and not necessarily focusing on like creating a technical project. I think that is very good. Still sounds pretty stressful, but still very good. Okay. It is really freaking me out that we can't see the colliders. Like, oh my goodness. Look, we can see the colliders now. And if we click the... No colliders. Colliders. Okay. It was just because we were using mesh colliders, but it shows that we are actually adding colliders. Great. Okay. Dimmer's reaction is exactly when I come to a project after a week and realize that I was facing the small bug that made me rage quit boss battle. I mean, it is always good though to like take a break from a project and come back to it, because then you will figure out that like, oh, I actually like was way overthinking this. Okay. So now my question is, if I add box colliders to all of these, will it get that angle right? No, it does not get the angle right for those two. So here, we're going to remove that box collider. How do I remove you? Remove component, there we go. And we're gonna add a mesh collider for you. I know I could probably fix that manually, but we have a lot of these to add colliders to. Probably too many, definitely too many to finish in this stream. Great. All of these look like they should work with box colliders. Hey, look at that. We have colliders. Collidathon. Oh my goodness. That is... See, this is what ideally, if I was able to stream like throughout the month, like once or twice a week, we would be working on a game long term. And we would be like, one might just be doing colliders because game dev involves like a lot of small things. But like we're able to create these like really fun short projects during Global Hack Weeks. But I would love to be able to just like 2 to 4 hours of streaming a week of just like working on this big project over the course of a couple of months and let people see like the development of a fully fledged project outside of just like hackathon scale. I think that could be very cool. And again, fill that out in the forum. Like, talk about that. Tell people at LH. Like, I hope that I can do that too. Basically, I'm asking you to call your elected officials, but in this case, your elected officials are MLH. MLH, Dimmer, you don't need to sell us at the stream. You had us at extra stream time. Oh my goodness. Okay. Our beach props, like our shells, our starfish, the treasure chest will need to add colliders. Does it seriously have hinges? Oh, it's a little like lock and key. Okay, so I'm not going to make those collide. I'm just going to make the two halves. So you get a box collider and you get a box collider. And hey, oh look, that looks like it has colliders. You get a mesh collider. Yeah. So the cool thing is that we have the meshes broken down like this, that we can like change things. We could animate these. We could do all of that stuff, but it means that they're all broken down like that. Okay, great. You also get mesh colliders. So again, while I'm doing this, good luck on the project. I've got to finish up a research paper for finals, so I'm popping out. Best of luck with your research paper. By the way, where are the knocking and tapping sounds? I've collected some points since you last bankrupted me. Okay. Okay, we're going to take a break. Let me save this. We're reaching the end of the stream anyway. We're going to start a vote. We're going to start a vote. Stick around if you can for another couple minutes. Okay. Should I turn on point rewards for my gaming stream today? Yes. No. Okay. Vote in chat. 1s and 2s in chat. Should I turn on channel point rewards? My next stream today, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're just going to be playing a fun game, and while we're playing that game, we're going to be talking about game design. So it's not technical. It's like narrative, storytelling, world building, all that jazz. Can't see. Can y'all not see the poll? Let me check on Twitch. I hate that even though I have mod on the Twitch, do I seriously need to subscribe to Twitch? 404, just type 1. We aren't playing Gartic Phone. No, we're actually it's going to be like a true gaming stream. Okay, no, it is visible. It is visible. I can see this on the Twitch stream. It's going to be like a literal gaming stream. Like I'm going to be a gaming streamer. We're going to be playing the game Going Under, which I think is a wonderful game to talk about for environmental storytelling and again, telling this narrative without necessarily explicitly telling the user things. So we are just literally playing a game. Media share? No. Media share? off limits for now. Last time we did media share, I literally needed to end stream early. Media share is not coming back for a while. Like, hopefully it'll come back in a while, but I need to figure out better moderation strategies. Ideally, with media share, you have a second person in mod, so they're watching all the videos before they go live, but I am only one person. So, media share hopefully will come back eventually, but it can't for now. But yeah, okay. We have 100%, like, people saying to bring back all of the channel point rewards. So we will. All the sound effects and channel point rewards will be back while we're going to be playing Going Under, which should be very fun. Speaking of, I can mod and only allow Rickrolls. Oh my goodness. So, actually, we've like reached a pretty good stopping point for where we're at in the Unity project. We're just adding like colliders to things, and then we're going to be like combining them. Oh my goodness, I've started downloading macOS Big Sur to image since morning for VirtualBox. It's so big. I mean, I've tried running macOS in a virtual machine, and I could never get it working well enough to like be worthwhile to use for anything. So I wish you the best of luck. I ended up just, when M1 came out, my laptop died, which we're going to be, so the game that we're going to be playing only runs on Windows. So we're going to be playing it on the laptop that I was originally streaming on, which, for those who haven't heard the story, is literally held together with a piece of electrical tape. It will die without that electrical tape. So we're going to be having a fun time with that. But yeah, best of luck with having a virtual machine running macOS. It's always a challenge. Okay, I'm going to stop the poll because I think it's pretty obvious how that one went. But yeah, I'll have channel point rewards back on for the stream. And actually, I think it would probably duct tape your saving lives. Hey, it needs to be electrical tape because it was shorting out my RAM. So hopefully I can write Xcode on it. Yeah, that's the original reason why I was trying to run macOS. And then when M1 came out, I ended up just switching to a MacBook, which I do not regret. Y'all see me. I'm streaming and running like Unity. I've had like multiple Unity projects open at one point, and I literally like I can point my mic right at the computer. There were a whole bunch of clunking noises, and oh my goodness, my mic arm just like exploded. But like super low fan noise, just like real great. I have a MacBook, but hate the thin keycaps. Get a keyboard. So it depends on, and no USB ports. Oh my goodness. So if you were making that argument in like 2016, I'd agree. But we've gotten to the point where USB-C has reached enough maturity that I don't think it's as big of a deal. I have a 14-inch MacBook Pro. I have like the base model 14-inch. So I have like an HDMI port and MagSafe, and I think that this is like a good amount of ports. And yeah, I like have a mechanical keyboard that connects over Bluetooth and things like that. Hello, Jagdish. Keeb. This keyboard is possibly a fire risk. I don't think it should be, but I like, for those of you who know about mechanical keyboards, I've tape and foam modded it. But the tape mod, it has a battery, and there's debate in the keyboard community of whether or not you're supposed to tape mod keyboards with batteries in them, and if that makes them a fire risk. I did my best to protect it. There's like stuff between the battery and the tape, but I might have made my keyboard a slight fire risk for the thawk. Imagine charging keyboard. I mean, I find it very convenient, specifically because I work off of a laptop. Dimmer, is there anything in that room that is not a fire risk? You're implying that everything else in my room is a fire risk. Like, I technically am a fire risk. Like, I'm flammable. Like, I don't know. There's nothing in this room that's a fire risk. Like, what's a fire risk here? Is Blahaj a fire risk? Because I don't know. I'm questioning. I think you're just being a little mean, and I'm calling you out on it. With that, I am going to drop the link to check in again. Make sure you check in, get points for your guild, and also if you check into 5 events, you can also... Hey, the PC held together with electrical tape. The electrical tape isn't for it to be a fire risk, it was just shorting out the RAM. So I needed to replace the RAM, and if the RAM shorts out again, the computer will die again. And it is much less stable. I think the motherboard is also on its last legs. Anyway, that link, check in, get points for your guild, but also if you're eligible for your swag, and you check into 5 events, you get some bonus swag. The pride flag will survive anything. The community is strong. True. I also don't think that there's an organic fiber at all in that flag. It's a very I had a really different image of what you meant. Did you try watching Linus Tech Tips for that issue? I didn't know that there was a Linus Tech Tips about that originally. So the thing was that, and we can talk more about this next stream because I'm actually going to be using that laptop. I have my IT certifications. For those of you who know IT, I have my A+, Network Plus, Security Plus. Yes, it is. That is a small Lego Mando and Baby Yoda. Or Grogu. I have my IT certifications. I did a bunch of troubleshooting, and the RAM would pass stability tests, but the computer would still crash. So I thought it was just a motherboard issue. I'd written off the laptop, hence why I just replaced it. And then eventually I realized that I don't know. I just tried messing around with RAM and eventually it started working again. CCNA is greedy these days with prices. I got them through my high school because my high school had a certification program. I don't know if I would actually pay those prices, question mark. Anyway, I did a bunch of troubleshooting, and it basically should have been a motherboard issue. It probably still is a motherboard issue, given it has weird stability issues sometimes still. It occasionally just freezes, and it's not a software issue. I've completely reinstalled everything. Ugh. Anyway. Check-in link right there. Stick around to make sure you're here for today in Global Hack Week, which is going to be at noon Eastern Time. It's starting in 8 minutes. They're going to be going over all the different streams that are happening today, which I highly recommend. But also then come back 1 p.m. Eastern Time for an exploration of game design and world building with me. We're just going to be playing a game and talking about it, and it's just going to be really fun and chill. So I'm going to go to make sure that I have time to set up for that stream, because I actually don't think I have that game installed on my computer because I reinstalled Windows. So I'm going to make sure I can set up. Definitely come back. Thank you all so much for coming. This has been a great stream. We're going to be having a part 3 of 3D map design in Unity, and that's going to be tomorrow, same time, same channel. It's going to be at 10 to noon Eastern Time. How many hours is that? It's going to be in 1 hour. In 1 hour, come back, and it's going to be gaming with Dimmer. And in 22 hours, come back for tomorrow, part 3 to the Unity world building series. Okay. With that, yeah. With that, thank you all so much for coming. Let me know when you get a haircut. We'll be waiting. Hey, I'm growing my hair out deliberately. You cannot convince me to cut it. The longer it gets, the happier I am. So yes, I am in a slightly awkward period, which you can see, but my longer hair is good hair. I have one last thing to say. Okay. I will wait for 404. 404 now has complete control over of the stream. We can't end until 404 says this. Let Timmer have their own spin-off show. I mean, thank you, but no one checks this chat other than me. So again, say it in the feedback form. You're gonna get a feedback form about Global Hack Week. Say it there, and we can work on it. But thank you, 404. With that, happy hacking, y'all. Thanks y'all for coming. Stick around in 6 minutes for today in Global Hack Week, and come back in 1 hour for gaming time with Dimmer. Bye, y'all.